out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
42.
Here we go. Shoot.
Check 24.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Preston Smith there on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Kill. Turn it.
Quaker Omaha. Line out.
Check.
Through.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Alert 3.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
A gain of 16 yards.
They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
They go play action here on 1st down. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Throw to the right. He's got the tight end here, Sternberger. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field, D. 54.
Now Rodgers. Going for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The throw over the middle taken in. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can handle.
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
No, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's get off the field.
Hey, flipper. Where's your hot?
From the gun, here's Cousins. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Lets this one rip toward Graham. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 37. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Watch the twin.
On first down, Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have taken the lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, Cousins. And Cook has it, left side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
General West.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
258.
54. Right, 54. And here we go. Watch the pass.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. His throw incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch out, watch out. Tight end right, tight end right.
Black, black.
Got four down. Check three.
Hot.
Cousins to throw it. And got his man complete. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
218, chop.
A first down throw for Cousins. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Rudolph with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Bailey got the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with what they'll score a 106-yard return. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead now up to 14. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Keep playing.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
And now out comes Minnesota. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Flicker, Omaha. Hey, flicker.
Slam.
First. Black.
To throw is Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 80 yards.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to first and goal. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. One back in the game. That's Jones, second and goal. Throwing is Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a third and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
3 buzz.
Here's Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers add on to their lead. Extra point try now for Crosby. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
We got this.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it first and 10. Cousins now to throw on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Play action now. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 23 yards the pickup there. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Second and 1 at the 37-yard line.
On 2nd and a yard, Cousins. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing is Cousins. loose football, and the Packers pick it up. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now Rodgers, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Making the catch is Sternberger. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Rodgers now to throw. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 18-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
They start the drive with Cook. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Crosby with the extra point, and that will get him one closer. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Cousins in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Rush in. Rush in.
Listen to me.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job. And the second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. It's a 6-yard touchdown run. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Yeah, let's get a sack.
Hey, flipper.
Shit. Kill.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
What I need?
Army. Switch.
Two.
Check.
First. Wait, touch.
Throwing. Cousins. Nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Check 43.
Two.
Slam.
Rhino.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got the guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to the ground. Cook. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you. Whip.
Hey, Ringo, 48.
Check.
Hey, yellow.
4.
Wait, the hot.
Cousins now. And complete, right side to Cook. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Forced out to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
That is caught inside the 5. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Lucky 48.
Check. Crunch.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. C.J. Ham, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to get a score back. Extra point up and good by Bailey. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the 24, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
88, 88.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Packers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
158.
Eat. Bound to lose one.
And they try the sweep to Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Let's get it.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. They can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Glover Quinn there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Rodgers pass, incomplete on the throwaway. It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9.
Check, 55.
Now Rodgers. His throw caught right around the 6. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On play action, Cousins rolling to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Wide.
Slam.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner?
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Josh Jackson. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.